Well, hello, Kingston. Welcome back to another Napoleonic Total War 3 battle. Today we have I am not sure, I think this is a clan battle that was sent in between the H&R and I think it's the IZ. I'm gonna have to look at the end of the battle. I'm sorry, guys. But I can't remember if it was a tournament battle or not. But either way, an epic battle. Some really good players on both sides. 4v4 on Prussia 6. And the cool thing about this, as you can see already, some Spanish volunteers or some guerrilla forces here already in the town in front of the French, putting up some spikes maybe to catch some cav or cannon or a general. But you can see a fort here, which the UK are positioned in. As you can see, they have artillery set up to kind of support the defense here. Very difficult to get to it. And then, of course, reinforcements rolling down this road here, trying to get to their allies, as well as another UK and another Spain rolling on the right side here. It looks like we have an enemy Denmark player going to march down this road. So everything, guys, converging on this town in this fort. We will see already. You can see 6 points France Tyrol pushing up here. So we'll see what their plans are. They may try to take this LOC and drive back the Spanish before they have a chance to really get reinforcements up to defend this area. Of course, it looks like the UK are just going to sit and wait. So it may be up to this UK-Spain to make the first push. Maybe the UK player, UK-Portugal, will support them. Of course, I think this is almost all UK infantry here. There is a couple Portuguese infantry. I see 2 total. Maybe just some cheap Portuguese light infantry. Yep. Alright, so I'm just going to call them... Ooh, they have a combat gen. Alright. I'm just going to call them the UK because it's mostly UK. There's another one way over here. That's a Spain, Portugal, UK. Let's see. I'll call them the Portuguese. They have a lot of Portuguese troops here, even though they have the UK flag. Then, of course, the Spanish. Yeah, they're all going to be moving up pretty fast. Looks like Denmark is going to be stopping them. Maybe. They are standing in their way. Look at the hats and uniforms of these guys. Just absolute. They know they look good. You can tell. They're just like, yep, that's right. This guy's like, yeah, that's right, Fred. It's like, they're all right, Nigel. Yeah, look at them. They got some grenadiers, some light infantry, more light infantry in the back. And this may be a 2-part battle. There may be a fight over here and then a fight by the town. I'm kind of curious if there's any shots being fired yet. I imagine that this line infantry is going to be shooting very soon here. I like their uniforms. Very flashy, very fancy for some guerrilla troops. And yeah, they're firing already from the LOC. You have the sappers pushing up for France, as well as some skirmishers, although they are not really pushing too aggressively at the moment here. I think they are waiting to see, maybe they're going to scout a little bit. They have some Spanish cav now pushing up on the left. And we'll see if that maybe hampers France's scouting of their own. We also have some Spanish cav pushing along this road. I can't say, guys, how crucial this whole thing is. This cav could easily show exactly what the coalition needs to do. That is what's so important about it. You can see that the French are staying away from that artillery position, hiding in the town, making sure they don't take any losses. They know they're probably going to have a Spanish player advancing to hit them. It's just a matter of time. Denmark is advancing here. You can see they're pushing up line of stream. Maybe they want to hold this little ditch area and this like causeway. I do believe they also have artillery firing way over here. Excuse me. Some artillery firing way over here. Some 6-pounders. Maybe it's a 3-pounder. Maybe it's a 3-pounder, I think. But there is a 9-pounder that Spain's going to be pushing up as well. Some howitzers here. They're going to reply to the Denmark position. Oh, this cav's getting hit. These hussars and get hit by skirmishers here. I honestly thought the battle was going to... I started as soon as the battle did because they were so close. I thought something was going to happen. I may have to fast forward here, but you do see Spanish cav running away as they are getting pursued by the French, who do not like the idea of these Portuguese cavs scouting. They sent some, looks like some Lancers here. Yeah, they're gonna run them down or make sure they don't stop. They gotta provide that screen so their army can advance without anybody knowing what they're doing. There, of course, is, like I said, 2 French players in the back, and those guys are gonna push up. So far, just the 1 French player, thankfully, because it is a 6-point tie roll. Oh no, they didn't stop. That Portuguese cav is good as gone. Or not. Or not. But yeah, pretty soon here, you're probably going to start seeing other French armies here. Because right now, it's just, like I said, the 6-point. They have artillery set up. I don't know if they're going to start shelling this. Yeah, they are. They're shelling this, but here come those reinforcements. Oh, wait. I see an artillery piece has broken. What happened? Oh, they limbered up and they got a lucky shot with their artillery. Wow. This artillery right here got a really good shot and knocked one of the Denmark artillery pieces. So Denmark doesn't have as much artillery anymore. That's a lucky shot. Oh, it came back. Nope, it's not anymore. Thought maybe it would. Howitzers still are starting to fire as well here. But yeah, Denmark is going to fight tooth and nail possibly for this, but Spain is advancing with, man, quite the masses of infantry here. And I think they can take this while then exchanging some fire here. Denmark has smaller troops. This is going to be a rough fight for them against such a large Spanish faction. And I mean large as in the faction size is large. Look at these. Oh yes, getting those beautiful volleys off. They are, of course, pushing over on the left here. Denmark has a solid line here. Cavalry, they could use their cavalry to great effect here. But the bloodshed is on the flank right now, and now with Spain pushing up here, UK, Spain, they have some Spanish grenadiers, or maybe those are Portuguese grenadiers. I think it's actually Portuguese grenadiers, and then here's the Spanish grenadiers. So they are thankfully able to make a real good stand in this town. They are not taking it. France, unfortunately, wasn't able to make a good advance. And maybe they weren't strong enough to. I don't know. That may be something that they're going to regret later on. We'll see as the battle develops, because France can't really advance past this town yet, which means that both sides will just keep throwing troops potentially into the town. Like I said, the UK just kind of sitting here, holding the fort, as this is probably a very crucial point. I mean, this artillery can fire both directions here. You can see Denmark totally engaged. There's some cav trying to scout way back here, trying to see where the French are going to go. They really need to find out which way the French army is going. If they are going in the town, if they're going this direction, if they're all going to the flank to take out Spain, then sweep around the flank. If they're going to go far flank, you know, it's super crucial and very important to the battle to find out where exactly, you know, the enemy plans to attack. And quite honestly, that's one of the biggest parts of these fights, is finding exactly where the enemy isn't, so then you can attack. Right here, this is a very even battle, I would say. Spain advancing. They're going to take some losses. Looks like the UK, Portugal is going to advance, so some potentially more reinforcements pushing up here. We got some cavalry massing up. But I don't know what point the Denmark player is, but he definitely seems to be doing pretty well so far. We do have cav charging in. Let's see if these guys are going to form square. There's no way they aren't going to form square. But I think he was trying to find which cav or which unit could and couldn't form square, but we do have a cav countercharging this cav of Spain. Yeah, the Spanish cav. So he's going to fall back. This battle is definitely getting joined. You can see reinforcements. So Denmark is actually about to get 2v1'd here. Do we have a fight happening here as well? Looks like Spain and France getting very close, having some volleys exchanged. Not really what's happening over here, which looks like some bayonet charges, cav charges. That artillery, no, skirmishers got hit by some hussars. We do have line infantry charging on several fronts here. You can see the Spanish going in against the Denmark line. Oh, they got a nice volley. Cav is going to charge in here as well. Try to cushion that blow. Oh, these elites are going to have a rough time of it. I mean, they're small. They're really good, but this is going to be rough. There's just so much happening. Yeah, look at this. We have the Queen Zone, some heavy dragoons charging in. Denmark really getting hit really hard here. I mean, their line is just going to start crumbling just because of the tenacious attack of cavalry and infantry. You can see the fight raging along the entire side here. Some squares got formed for that Denmark cav charge. It's just all along, guys. I mean, they're getting charged all along. Denmark is falling back. I mean, they have to at this point. You can see almost totally gone here. They need to pull everything back and save what they can from this fight because it is over. Almost totally over here. Now in this town, the coalition are pushing up here. And it's starting to surround the French. I still don't see another French army. I can only assume there's a French army marching this direction. Yep, I hear drums. There's a French army coming this direction. Look at this. The coalition is running in behind the Denmark line infantry, getting rid of cavalry, trying to maybe cut off, seal Denmark's fate here. And Denmark bravely trying to hold on here. Their infantry just getting charged on every front. I mean, Spain and France, or Spain and the Spanish, the UK and Portuguese armies are very successful in their first attack. I don't know why I can't get my factions right today. My brain just doesn't want to work. We do have some French cavalry charging in here. They're going to try to go and save this army. This is some heavy Ledoux. Some Grenadier Cheval. They're hitting a square, of course, but they charged in trying to save what's left of, you know, the Denmark army. And the French have arrived, unfortunately, a little too late, potentially. But they are here. And they are going to form up, probably. Hopefully, they're not coming in piecemeal. Because this is two armies here they're going to face. And if they just go in one at a time, this is bad for them. Denmark has some troops left. Of course, the coalition not giving them even a chance to recover. They are pursuing them, and of course, Denmark's so close to the edge of the map, those troops are just going to run out of the map. We have the French getting actually rather pushed back. Bayonet charges going in here. Some Grenadiers charging the French line infantry. France seems to be holding, but they are breaking on this side. Wow. I think it's some coordinated infantry and cav fights happening here while the French hold.
Our men are running, sir.
Yeah, they're barely holding on here on this right flank here. France, they are on their own. That much is obvious. They are on their own. I'm assuming the other French armies are going to this side where Denmark is. They probably don't want to attack this whole fort, but at the same time, they are going to come under fire from this fort, and reinforcements can issue out of this fortress. And as you can see, reinforce the flank here. Oh, some cav trying to get a cheeky kill here. They did catch some of the guys out of square. They're just trying to keep them there. It looks like, oh my goodness, what is happening here? More cavalry charging against the Denmark infantry. Do we have the Denmark general, or is this just a grenadier unit? This is a mess, guys. I mean, there's some squares thankfully forming, but Denmark, they got hit pretty hard in the very beginning. And I think this is it for them. France is going to have to fall back here. They got to fight. Oh, hold on. We got a bayonet charge here, potentially. Oh no, the UK got a shoot. This fight is not going too well for the Imperials right now. The coalition doing very well. We do have a cav charge against the German Legion. Oh, and they got a charge against them. But of course, they're gonna now bayonet charge that line infantry. The Germans Legion throwing in some infantry, more cavalry thrown up. This flank going for those skirmishers. This is definitely the coalition needs to get very careful here. They could lose a good chunk of men without being able to inflict much loss on the enemy here. Now we do see some more melee here. We have the sappers against some more grenadiers. They are breaking the French in this town. 6-point tie roll, not being able to do a whole lot here. They are trying to push up on this right flank. They have this center. They need to reinforce the left flank because their artillery is in danger of being destroyed. On this side, France has taken some losses, actually. It looks like the UK have managed to get themselves away without taking a whole lot of loss. Constantly falling back. France is formed up as they're being attacked on 2 points here. Things can get very messy. France does not seem to be very organized at the moment with their attack. They've kind of forced themselves into this corner of sorts. And they need to get into a solid line because they're all bunched up in the center. That's just mass death waiting to happen. Oh, this is cool. This is like dragoons. I wonder if those are like dismantled dragoon unit. See what I'm saying? Like it's like a dragoon unit. They have the dragoon hats. They look like they should be on horses. Well, these guys are gonna hold bravely against the coalition. This fight is just constantly in motion here. We have some grenadiers, or no, these are carabineers counter-charging here. We do have some cavalry though that's going to hit them. Oh, obsoleting that charge there. Oh, what? What? The general got killed. How? That's such a huge blow. Oh, look at this bayonet charge just chopping down the French. But they are going to make it. They are going to make it. So Spain is in trouble now. They are getting hit by melee with reinforcements. Masses of French columns pushing up for reserve. Cavalry also on that flank. This is a shooting gallery right here, but right here is a huge push. Oh no. What a charge by the French. Some cuirassiers, some grenadier cheval, and a very effective charge here. And this Spanish line is in danger of being just totally destroyed, obsolete by one cav unit here. You can see they are actually starting to break here. The Spanish infantry breaking. They are now going to throw forward more infantry trying to flank the French, as the French seem to be having a forward motion in this direction, trying to just defend this flank. And you can see their vicious attack seems to be paying off thus far. I mean, they're throwing some pretty heavy columns at the UK in Spanish. Reinforcements pushing up though, so let's see if they can stem the flow of French onslaught. As, oh, more cavalry charging way in the back, hitting some detachments and some line infantry. What a beautiful charge. Oh, this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt the coalition quite a lot. They have cav. I'm surprised they haven't thrown it in, but oh, look at this. This could potentially become a mass rout here. More cavalry throwing themselves forward. France has answered with the cav. And boy, are they answering. My goodness, look at this. Oh my gosh, look at the chaos on this field. All right, so let's zoom out so we can make sure we are catching everything. So France has pushed out massively on this flank, and you can see the coalition is falling back.
Our men are running.
Need to drink something a second here. Getting too excited, talking too fast. There is cav, of course, charging in. I think Ledoux, Grenadier Cheval, and maybe finally meeting their match. These guys are probably exhausted. The UK making a bold stance here. Oh, there is still some French line infantry constantly charging in here. And we see that the metal of the UK, not the greatest when it comes to melee. I mean, they can hold their own usually to some extent, but they're not going to do as well. France constantly having forward motion here, and here come more reinforcements. So France had one army here, so one army has been able to hold. Maybe there's a bit of the second already over here. We do have some cavalry charging, some skirmishers here, some dragoons of Spain. Let's make sure that we're not missing the fight, excuse me, over here, where it looks like France has just swept around the flank here, trying to outflank, outmaneuver the Spanish in the town. This fight actually is where it's going to be really at here. The UK finally have a good shooting line here. They're pushing forward more UK infantry to kind of inflict as much losses as they can on the French, while the French are trying to just follow through this attack here, get as close as they can, get their cav and infantry in melee. Oh, general dead. Oh wow, okay, a French general was really ambitious, threw himself into the front, and he has been slain. This horse guard, winded, but they are doing the best they can to force the French back, so their infantry actually have a chance to throw in some volleys and start breaking the French. That is how they're going to win. They have to start being able to shoot. They do have artillery set up in some very strategic positions. Excellent position for the artillery. They're going to be firing directly down this road. We do have some cavalry. Maybe that was a misclick. I'm not sure, but they died. That's a good summary of Kingston narrative for a battle, you know. Oh, they died, and they died, and they lived. No. So the coalition is falling back. They had quite a loss. I mean, they've inflicted some heavy losses on the French as well. Both sides now going to fall back. I don't know where the French decide to push. I don't think they should try pushing this direction. Wouldn't be a great thing. 6-point France. Tyrol, watch, it's not a 6-point. But France is making an aggressive push here with the whole weight of their troops and their cavalry. They're maybe going to try to take out this fort, going around the entire flank without going through the city anymore, which is probably why there's reinforcements pushing back. They need to hold this fortification. We do have some cavalry charging, while Crossairs are charging the Portuguese cavalry, trying to go for a good flank. The only problem is there's some French infantry support. We'll see. Actually, looks like they may break those heavies. Yes, they did with that flank. They threw in the heavies and some Spanish heavies, and it broke, thankfully, that big cab unit. France is going in against some grenadiers, trying to break them. Oh, they're going to get a good flanking volley on the French line of infantry, but you can see more French troops pushing up here. They're going to bayonet charge. They're trying to break this line and not doing a terrible job of it. Of course, there's a French general that could die. They gotta be very careful of that.
Our men are running, sir.
And France is closing in here. And this battle is the only thing happening right now. France is still looking like they're gonna push on this far left side, staying away from the fort. So this 6-point France is on their own here. And it looks like they are actually not doing too well. The cavalry killing the general, or routing the general now. So they are gonna have a severe problem. And this cab is really going to destroy this army. And if France is beaten here, this is one less front that the coalition has to worry about. Yeah, I think the coalition has won the town. I mean, there is some reinforcements here. France probably shouldn't keep throwing troops in at this point. Rest up your heavies. They're probably exhausted.
Our men are running.
And just hold this corner where the artillery is, and if the coalition tries pushing back this direction, be a thorn in their side, if nothing else. Now that I think France felt best with this attack over here, so they're going to push up. They have some Denmark cavalry that is helping them out here, but they are going to push over a already dead strewn field. A field strewn with dead bodies of their allies and enemies. This fight coming right back over where Denmark made such a brave stand but lost. We have artillery again, trying to be saved. The Spanish trying to hold back these, I'm going to call them dismounted dragoons because I don't know what they're actually called, but they look like dismounted dragoons. Oh, and some cavalry, so that's artillery definitely maybe in danger now. That's France constantly pushing forward, keeping that forward motion, that forward momentum. And having that flank, Denmark getting some revenge here. They may lose their cav unit, but they broke quite a lot of Spanish units. Oh no, he actually may live. Wow, Spain just had a mass rout here. These skirmishers may be next. Maybe they can get a volley off and kill the Denmark cav. Oh, the officer got a shot. What a beautiful shot there. Yeah, their Denmark cav is dead. Here we go, we got some cavalry charging on both sides. Line of Tree Denmark is not done yet. They're gonna take the front, take the brunt of this fight. The coalition totally falling back here, and they're gonna basically force the French to have to advance on this fort over here. Now France, Tyrol, he has his cav, probably gonna try to get him back. He needs to fall back to his artillery potentially. Oh, did they take the LOC? Oh yes, the French took the LOC. So just cluster around this LOC. You have artillery support. Just hold the buildings, and that's a point for you. Enforce the rest of the coalition. Which actually, look at this. This coalition force is not as strong as it used to be. Now I don't know how many French troops there are. It seems like there's troops all the way back here. And talk about the cav they still have. They have a huge cav advantage still against the coalition, I believe. There's a little cav, and it's the Queen's Own. So some Dragoon horse, which is very deadly, easily can match the Crossairs, I think, of France, in my opinion. But they don't have the cav support at all. Yeah, they have some... Yeah, I don't see any other cav. Is that it? No, there we go. We got some dragoons, Spanish dragoons, which even then, though, those do not hold a candle to the French cav. In my opinion, people may get very upset or disagree with me. Maybe it's just how I play with cav. I'm going to fast forward here because nothing's happening on either side, but it looks like the coalition is going to make their stand in this field. They managed to get some of their troops away. And these troops are going to be needed for that last stand. Or, you know, maybe not the last stand, but the final fight here. As France mobilizes here. Do they have some cav charging? And it's like the UK general can't look. He's like, I'm gonna turn away. I can't see the enemy. If I don't see them, they're not there. I'm surprised they aren't trying to shift this artillery, this 12-pounders, over to maybe this finger right here. Maybe they can't, but I would try maybe, with France taking so long. Imagine having artillery sitting right here, or even just right here, to fire on the flank. Oh, we have some French cav that got charged. The Dragoon horse. Oh, he may lose his cav though, because the Grenadier Cheval charging. And this may be the duel of the finest cav in this game on this battlefield are fighting each other. And it looks like the Grenadier Cheval. Ooh, actually, he may have drawn him into a trap because they're firing directly in the flank of Ledoux, but they are getting charged by the French line infantry, who are immediately starting this assault, using the cavalry engagement as a catalyst to then engage. And now he may throw in cav. Of course, there's reinforcements pushing up here. France has broken. It looks like some of the coalition's line We have some Royal Fusiliers line holding bravely as the reserves of the UK are being thrown in here. They're going to get some volleys off, try to break down the French line. As this battle is now raging on all flanks here. France still pushing forward. He's going to pull him back, actually. Look at this. France has artillery sitting right here. They're very close to the coalition line. And there's Cav sitting right here, so Dragoons could easily get this artillery. But yes, the French are now falling back. I don't think they like this. Honestly, I wouldn't like this either. The coalition have a very strong line here. Using the river. I'm assuming this could only be a river, right? Using the river, holding on the far bank. It's going to be very difficult for the French to get across without getting shot to pieces. These detachments are holding very strong. I don't know. He's falling back, though. Probably just because the French are trying to push further out. The French seem to have more troops. Maybe that's not true. Like I said, we don't know because we can't see the whole French army. But it looks like the French outnumber the coalition. And they may try to use that to their advantage to pick apart, spread out the coalition's forces so they have to cover a large area. But time is not the coalition or the Imperial's friend right now. Because as you can see, more infantry pushing over to reinforce the more crucial fight here, while this other French player is weak enough to where the coalition don't have to attack with their full strength. They don't even have to attack at all. They just got to hold them back for just a little bit. They took this LOC, looks like, put some infantry in there. So yeah, the battle over in the town is not going to be as important now as this whole fight. And France seems to be separating themselves a little bit here. Of course, the coalition has to split their forces as well. And I think they potentially are going to trap some French troops in the river. But France is going to try to establish a line. They could establish a line here, then push troops behind that line to flank. That may be their best bet here. I think that's what they're going to maybe try to do, because the UK are just going to start getting really deadly volleys, some very lethal volleys on them. They got to stand and make a firing line. But that's all you have to do is establish a line that the UK can't push past, and then funnel the rest behind. And then set up your long line. Now I do hear the regular volleys from this line fight over here. France actually isn't even engaging, it seems, with their whole forces. They have some in the front firing, a lot more in the back. They have some Imperial Guard here.
This building has fallen to the enemy.
They do. They have some of the Imperial Guard ready to throw themselves forward. I think these are Voltigeurs, very deadly, and they will be able to hold their own against the UK. Oh wow, France is breaking, guys. This was a deadly adventure that they embarked on, and the UK are making them pay. And they're sending in some of their line infantry. The Irish foot closing in here with the French and breaking even more of them. Of course, there are some French troops who are trying to get a flank on, but France is just breaking in mass. This is going poorly for the Imperials now. This may have they probably lost their general too. I'm assuming this is the one that lost their general, because France usually doesn't mass route like this with only, like, this has got to be a general, and there's no general around either. So France just had a huge blow. Over on this side, France charged in once more with their Grenadier Cheval, trying to chop up the coalition here. They're sending in line infantry. They're trying to do their best. They are now fighting an uphill battle here. And France has basically lost on this side. Look at them. There's so many routing troops. There are some, I believe these are like Marines, countercharging down the hill, trying to stop the UK. Getting a bayonet charge on them. Man, it's a lot of troops that just mass routed. That's so unfortunate. That's a huge French army. We do have the UK getting hit pretty hard by some coordinated line infantry and cavalry. It's not even a lot of French troops here, but they are holding their own against a lot of UK. There's the flag bearer in the back. Got some lines firing here as the French start pushing up. They are trying to push on this one flank with their line infantry that have made such a big dent. They have their general nearby. More cavalry. This is the place that, of course, reinforcements are now going to push over to, because this is rough. Unfortunately, France, maybe they should have stayed next to their ally. It may have been a better thing to do, especially since they didn't have a general. But the UK are going to try their best to make sure that the French charge directly into the teeth of their bullets. But unfortunately, they're not going to get a volley off. And they are not going to do too hot against the French. Some cavalry charging in as well. So France really putting the pressure. More and more lines charging in here. Of course, you have reserves pushing up. Oh man, France is throwing around their weight. And you can see the UK are breaking. They just can't melee that well compared to, especially with some voltigeurs. Not gonna work. Now they do have a good flank here with some line of infantry really gonna pepper down the enemy. He wants to get them firing as much as possible, but oh, the UK are starting to really break. This line is not holding. But France is having some morale problems as well. I mean, they're getting shot in the flank here. Not too good for their infantry. At the same time, you can see more line of infantry now going in against the Queen's Royal Foot Lambs. We have some Royal Fusiliers charging out.
Our men are running for it.
I think it's it for France. We have some Dragoons charging in against the General and some Cuirassiers. This is one desperate last stand here for the French, and I think they are finally going to break. Yeah, they are finally going to break here. I think it's going to be maybe... Okay, so is the next thing the LOC question. There's a one-pointer over here. The 3-pointers held and the 2-pointer are held by the coalition at this point in time. So I don't think they have anything to worry about unless the 4-pointers get taken, although France has a 4-pointer. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I may have to fast forward here because I don't know if...
This building has fallen to the enemy.
Yeah, 4-pointer and 1-pointer taken now. That's 5, and there's this. So they're gonna have to take... I don't know. It's an LOC race now, isn't it? This 1-pointer, if the French take it, they could win by LOC victory, even though they may not have taken the field.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
I'm just going to keep it fast forwarded, guys, because this is just one of those mobilization things now. France out here, they may try to hold against the coalition. Coalition probably going to go for this 4-pointer. If I were to guess, yeah, they're going to go for the 4-pointer. If they take that, then they win by LOC victory as well. But the official battle is over with 18 minutes to go, about 20 minutes maybe. And, man, what a fight. The French definitely were... it felt like Denmark was by themselves at first, and that was not a good thing for them. They got destroyed by two factions, 2v1'd. France came and counterattacked and did a very effective job of breaking a lot of the coalition, but it wasn't effective enough. If they'd had both French armies, maybe. They marched across some open field, and that took them a very long time. They may have done better if they'd gone into the town and tried crushing the coalition. Maybe it wouldn't have worked. I don't know. Who knows? Like I said, all we can do is wait. Now, I may just skip to the point of which... it looks like we may have France trying to hold this one point by the town. Artillery firing, trying to inflict as many losses as possible. The line of retreat can all try to hold here. And this artillery actually could do quite a lot of damage if the coalition is not careful, but this cavalry is going to deal with that artillery piece. Let's see this glorious charge by the balloons. Oh, they fired a volley. The pathfinding was kind of stupid on that one too. The cav was going straight, then it turned, and then it went. That's unfortunate. We do have this 4-pointer LOC held by a French detachment. They're gonna have they're not gonna have a fun time holding against so many so many UK troops or coalition troops, to say, because these are Portuguese.
A glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours.
And they took another building. Oh yeah, see, they need to take... Okay, they took this one. They need to take the 4-pointer because the French took the other 4-pointer. So it's going to come down to... Can they hold? Oh, they took it. All right, it's over. Definitely over. I'm going to skip to the end so we can get the results of this battle, because it is now both won by field and by LOC, a coalition victory. I didn't mean to make that rhyme, but it rhymed, and it was awesome. And you can't say it wasn't. No. I'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, that was the battle. This one was sent in by, I think it was Chainmail or Lotus. Is one of those, but you can see the losses quite heavy on both sides here. The kills quite well, not totally even, but a decent amount of kills both sides. Man, Denmark really got hit hard. They did not. They lost quite a lot. They had 800 men left, but they still inflicted a good amount of losses for how badly they got beaten back. And I was right, it's 6 point. Yeah, but you can see 14, 12, 11, and 9, and they went in numerical order. How very nice of them. The most kills, oh, those Dragoons, of course. Those Dragoons doing very, very well. Yeah. It was a good battle. Not much else I can really say. So thank you guys so much for joining me. You guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, and I will catch you all in another video.